Hey guys, and welcome to the video, and thank you so much for watching. Today I'm going to be trying out the new e.l.f. Camo Pressed Powder Foundation. Unfortunately, this didn't work for me. I'm very sad to report, but I will let you guys know throughout the video and in my outro my thoughts and opinions on why this didn't work for me and why I don't personally like it and why I don't really recommend it. I'm very sad. I've been trying so much e.l.f. lately and this was just a bust. It happens, and I hope you understand, but this was just not it. So if you are into these types of videos from me, then definitely give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. It would mean so much, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm gonna start out by using the Power Grip Primer from e.l.f. This is like my holy grail product that I've recently tried, and I don't know any other product that could actually beat this. It transforms my foundation into like the most perfect, picture perfect, in real life filter that I've ever seen. So this is good. I'll have this linked below for you guys. If you haven't seen my review on it, I will have it down below, but this is best applied with your hands. So I'm just going to make sure that I have this evenly applied to the skin. Wait 30 seconds to a minute before I apply the powder foundation, just so it is completely dry to my skin and it's going to hold the foundation very well. Okay, so I have the shade Light 210 Neutral. I feel like this one will probably be the best bet for me, and hopefully this isn't broken because I see some powder in here. Packaging, pretty simple, easily stackable, and we're all good. And then you have a little puff down here, which I'm just going to use the puff. Why not? Something very middle school OG for me, using the puff that comes with products. So this does look like it would be a really good shade for me. So now that this is set into the skin, I'm just going to apply it how I normally would do it, which this isn't like a normal thing. I don't ever use powder foundations. It literally has been since high school that I've tried a powder foundation. This says camouflage imperfections and even out skin tone with this primer infused talc free foundation. The lightweight powder is finely milled to provide long-lasting and buildable coverage for an airbrushed finish, and the directions say use included sponge to build coverage for an airbrushed finish. Reapply as needed. Now, I feel like this is probably going to be a product that, you know, throughout the day you'll keep it with you, keep it in your purse, and then just, you know, reapply as you need. There's probably not going to be, you know, a super long-lasting effect to this, but I feel like this could be one of those really perfect, like, touch up as you go, like I need to go powder my nose, excuse me for a moment kind of product, which is also a really good excuse to excuse yourself from really awkward social situations. Anyways, so I'm going to just take my first swipe here. And now that I'm looking at it, it might be too dark. e.l.f., I tell you what, has the most hard ways of finding what foundation and concealer that you can possibly use. Like, this is something I could use in so many other brands, but this one, they're usually a little too dark, but let's just see. Yeah, this is going to be quite dark on my skin, but it looks really good so far. And I'm just going to swipe it on first. So this is the first few swipes. I'm going to zoom you in so you can just see how I'm swiping the product on this side, and then I'm going to perfect it and like, you know, push it into the skin and do all those like, you know, jazzy things. Maybe a little bit closer. Okay, I just want to note that it is slightly darker than my skin tone, and it looks a lot darker, you know, the closer up. Maybe I missed right there because I look a little light in this section. Let's just do a little something about that. Now I want to also note that I did add a lot of product. I wanted to see if you could really build this up and get as much coverage as you possibly can. So it does have long wear buildable formula with medium to full coverage. So I did apply a good amount. I wanted to see how much I could build it up, and the more I built it up, my face does feel pretty heavy. So just note that if you are going to build it up, you will have that heavy feeling sitting on your skin. It does overall give me an airbrushed look though, so they do have that one correct. Now based off my experience with using like a powder, say before a foundation for more of a perfected look, where I've used a primer, I've set it with setting powder, and then I've used a foundation on top, I like to spray with a setting spray before you add that cream product, which I'm not going to add a cream product except for my concealer. So I'm going to go ahead and lock it in first with this Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. So if you're yelling, people are watching football. And this should help lock this powder into my skin. So I'm gonna let it dry, and then I'm gonna go in with concealer, and fingers crossed concealer will work over this powder. If not, I would probably say do concealer first, but then you're not really gonna be able to see, you know, the light under your eyes or anything like that. I want to see if this is going to work as like a full face of makeup kind of situation, or if this is going to be like your powder your face and then go to the store to run errands, like you just want to have a perfect look. And if so, this actually does do a very good job. I didn't do so much under my eyes, but I mean it doesn't look horrible. So yeah, let me let this set into the skin and we will do concealer. Okay, so I have my two e.l.f. concealers here. I have a hydrating one and the matte one. I have them in 2 shades because, like I said, shade matching e.l.f. products to me is like a horror story, okay? I can't ever seem to get it right. One's either too dark or too light, and so I mix these. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my matte one on first, which is the lighter shade, and just apply it to where I would apply concealer, and then I'm going to go in with the darker one and mix it a little bit so it won't look so crazy. I might have added just a smidge too much of the light, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. That's why this is a first impressions, okay? Yeah, I put a little too much of the light. So let me get this into the skin, and then we will add a little bit more of the darker shade because this is not it. Okay, so I wound up not putting any more of this on because, well, it's not working. So concealer over top of this powder is not gonna work. Prime example. It was like sticking. The thing that I can say is it's not pulling up the foundation underneath, which is excellent, but it is like super drying, but it's just not a fun process trying to just get it to blend. Let's go ahead and take this off and then see what happens when you put the concealer on first and then the powder foundation, and just see if that changes anything. But I do not recommend concealer over the powder, which that was kind of a given, but I just wanted to try it anyway. So let's take this off. I'll be back and we will try it reversed. And I'm back. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my primer again. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take my concealer. I'm just gonna take the lightest shade because I feel like maybe if I do the lightest shade, it will shine through more and look more lighter underneath the powder. So I'm gonna go ahead and conceal my under eyes and everywhere else that I would put concealer, and we're gonna try it this way. Yeah, see, this concealer is even too light for my own skin tone. But maybe it'll shine through and look really good over top of that powder. Just in case, I'm gonna add just a smidge of the darker one because this is just crazy light. I look like I'm the rich person in the, like, what is it, Renaissance years, where the lighter your skin, the more rich you are and powerful or whatever. Gosh, I look so strange. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do a little bit differently is I'm going to take one of my clean brushes from Bling Brushes, and I'm going to apply this with an actual brush and not the sponge, because I feel like you can always overdo things with a sponge, and in this case, I feel like it can easily be overdone with a powder foundation. So I'm going to go in with this, and just note that this is very powdery when you use a brush. So just keep that in mind, and I'm just going to lightly start swirling this on the skin. Okay, so it's definitely doing something, but it's not sticking as much to the face as if I was using the puff. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and plus it was kicking up a lot of powder in the pan, so that's just wasting product. So I'm just gonna go with a light hand and just lightly push the powder into my skin. Like, I'm barely going to tap it, just so I don't overdo it and get that heavy feeling. I'm not going to build it up. I'm just going to give my skin a nice layer. Okay, so now that I've kind of patted everything in its place, I'm just going to lightly smooth it all over the skin. I might even go ahead and just take this brush and do it so it'll be evenly dispersed on my skin. Okay, so I did not build this up, and even in the places that I don't have concealer, like here and such, like even that area still feels really thick and heavy on my skin. So far I'm not really liking the powder foundation, because I can even pack setting powder all over my face and have, you know, primer, foundation, concealer, pack powder on my face and not feel super heavy. So this definitely has a very heavy feeling to the skin. I could definitely go even harder in this area to like cover the redness of my cheeks and whatnot. I can say it looks way better under my eyes having like a concealer first, but when I applied the powder on top, it made it look really dry and kind of cakey under there. It's not even really dry looking, it just looks very cakey. The rest of my skin, honestly, it looks really good. So it's not like it's not blurring and making my skin look really good. Like I said, I would rather put more here, but it already feels so super thick on the skin that I just wouldn't feel comfortable putting more product there, even if it made it look so good. It's just not breathable and comfortable on my skin, and I don't want to walk around feeling like thick and heavy all day with stuff all over my face, and that's exactly how it feels. I wonder if I maybe set it with a setting spray, if it would make the thickness go away. I'm gonna go ahead and spray this e.l.f. Stay All Day Blue Light Micro Setting Mist on there just to see what will happen. And maybe this will make it not feel as heavy. Okay, so that didn't work, but let me just show you. I have this patch right here where I could smooth it down, and even trying to smooth it down, it's not going anywhere. And then I just ruined it. Yeah, this is just not my favorite. See how cakey it looks under the eyes? I mean, I could use this without a concealer, but then my under eyes would just be really dark and uneven looking. It looks really good on the skin though, like from afar, but it's just too thick. I just don't like it because it's so thick, and you just can't pair it with other products, and it just is a kind of a hassle. So I don't know if this would be really good, say if you don't put a primer at all on first. But again, it might still feel thick and heavy because I don't have this problem with any other kind of powders. This could be something as a pressed powder over foundation. We'll try that in the future, but so far from my first impressions, I don't like it. It just feels too thick, and I don't like the concealer not being able to, you know, be a part of the powder foundation's life, okay? So let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. I'm not going to finish out this video with like a full face because I do have another video to film. Yeah, thoughts and opinions down below. I don't really recommend this. Try it if you want and then return it. Probably from Ulta is the best way to do that, but so far, not a fan. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. So sorry that this didn't work out for me. I'm going to continue to try it out. in different ways with other products, but so far, first impressions, it's just not my favorite. But anyways, thank you, and I will see you in my next video.